Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Back in 2021, I did a video, how and why XRP needs to moon in the blink of an eye. Now, this was an updated video from a video I did the year before that. Fast forward, now it is 2025. We are actually seeing real-world utility knocking at our doorstep. And so I wanted to go over this video again today in 2025 to talk about some new updated concepts with regards to this original idea and the fact that David Schwartz actually said that XRP needs to be at a high price and it needs to basically happen boom like that. So we're going to get into that in a second. Smoke here did post this. There's a reason why XRP is a better candidate for payments among traditional financial institutions. So when you talk about BTC and Ethereum, they're unsuitable as payment instruments because of low scalability. But XRP, guys, has unlimited scalability to keep up with traditional payment velocity. And here's just some documentation discussing that. Crypto assets such as Bitcoin and Ethereum are unsuitable for this payment instrument for most DLT use cases due to their high volatility and low scalability. But of course, with Ripple and XRP, we need to be able to scale to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. This is what Ashish Burla did say a few years ago. They've been working on it in a test mode, and now they're saying unlimited scalability for XRP. Of course, there is the cornerstone of how that is going to happen. XRP needs to be a high price. But guys, if you think it's going to go up slowly, well, maybe you should take a listen to this video. Again, I recorded this originally 3 years ago on October the 31st, 2021. We're going to go over some of these concepts. We're going to talk about Mr. B, XRP, and his meeting with David Schwartz back at Swell 2019. Listen to this. You guys might know him as Mr. B on Twitter. Definitely worth a close viewing, and I will confirm that this is a great video. I will link this video, Mr. B's video, in the description. I suggest you guys watch it. He's been an invaluable member of the XRP community for the future of payments. And without further ado, let me play you guys that clip. You guys might know him as Mr. B on Twitter. Definitely worth a close viewing, and I will confirm that this is a great video. I will link this video, Mr. B's video, in the description. I suggest you guys watch it. He's been an invaluable member of the XRP community for a very long time now. Here is him on Twitter, if you guys are not following Mr. B XRP. And so Peter Pumpkin Eater just isolates this little clip that I'm not going to play, but we're going to discuss some of the topics, namely XRP being bought by Ripple, as we had mentioned in the Q2 report from a few days ago now, and why that's not actually a bad thing. It has to do with price and the potential for XRP price rising in the blink of an eye. So just to give you guys a little bit of background on Mr. B, well, not too much background, but I wanted to bring this up. This is a pinned tweet from Mr. B XRP on his Twitter account, him with David Schwartz at last year's Swell event in Singapore. That is important because what I'm going to talk about relies on the fact that Mr. B gives us a quote, or rather paraphrases something David Schwartz said to him at Swell back in November 2019. Okay, and this has to do with XRP price. Now, first let's go on to this video. This from Mr. B XRP. Why is Ripple buying XRP? Ripple Q2 2020 XRP Markets Report. Again, I will link this full video in the description. I suggest you guys watch this. Lots of people were discussing the fact that, the Q2 report came out and Ripple said that total sales were 32.55 million versus the 1.75 million from previous quarters. Ripple continued the pause of programmatic sales, focusing solely on its over-the-counter sales as part of providing increased XRP liquidity to RippleNet's on-demand liquidity customers. This added liquidity is vital to ODL, and it continues to evolve and expand into new corridors. Ripple also went on to say, and here's the important part, guys, a healthy, orderly XRP market is required to minimize cost and risk for customers, and Ripple plays a responsible role in the liquidity process as more financial institutions leverage Ripple's ODL service. More liquidity is added into the XRP market. That said, Ripple has been a buyer in the secondary market and may continue to undertake purchases in the future at market prices. Some of us were thinking, why does Ripple need more XRP? Well, Mr. B suggests that Ripple doesn't actually need more XRP. And when I was thinking about it, it kind of makes sense. What Ripple is trying to do is mitigate the XRP market. Now, hold on. Before you guys say, but that's market manipulation, just listen to the theory behind this. Obviously, Ripple has a vested interest in XRP. Ripple has also gone on the record to say XRP needs to be at a certain price in order for us to target high value payments. This is no secret. This has been out there. I've talked about it in multiple videos over the last 2 years or so. We also know about the escrow. We also know about Ripple releasing 1 billion XRP per month from escrow. So why? Why would they need to keep buying XRP on the secondary market? Well, here's the theory, guys. In order to maintain healthy ODL liquidity, Ripple needs to keep the price of XRP relatively stable so as not to scare off their current customers and potential customers that might want to sign on for them. Well, you're thinking, but that's XRP manipulation. They can't do that. Aha, but they're saying they would be buying in the secondary market and continue to undertake purchases in the future at market prices. So the market price is whatever the price of the market commands, whether it's 30 cents or 19 cents, which it was 2 weeks ago, that is what Ripple will buy it at. So first of all, there's nothing illegal that is going on here. Why would they need to do it? Why do they need to keep the XRP price stable? Well, Mr. B goes into this, and again, guys, I really do suggest you watch his video. Put it to you this way. If Ripple kept the price stable at 30 cents, that would piss a lot of us off, I'm sure, okay? But if the price of XRP was at $30 or $40 or $50 per XRP, and they kept it stable at that price, wouldn't that make you guys happy? And I think for a lot of us, it would make us very, very happy because it would mean that we wouldn't have to time the market. It would mean that we wouldn't have to wait for the price rise, try to get out of our XRP position at the absolute highest possible price without it collapsing back down again. And, it would relieve a lot of stress, I think, ultimately is what I'm saying here. So why? Why do we think that Ripple would do this for us? Well, they wouldn't be doing it for us. They'd be doing it for their clients first and foremost. And why are you suggesting that it would be at $50 or $40 or $30 or whatever? Well, we already know Ripple says XRP needs to be at a high price to target those large value payments. And guys, here's something else I want to tell you. Now, this is an alleged comment from David Schwartz to Mr. B XRP. He mentions it in his video. So if you want to hear it from Mr. B himself, he does explain that at the Swell conference, Mr. B did talk to David Schwartz and asked him, essentially, are we going to see XRP price rise slowly, just kind of over time? Or are we going to see all these big players get into the market all at once and boom, we're going to see a high price of XRP essentially in the blink of an eye? And here is what allegedly David Schwartz did tell Mr. B XRP. Now, I trust Mr. B, so I'm going to take his word for this that he isn't lying to us. Of course, he's got a channel as well. He's got a Twitter. If he were lying to us, that would ruin his credibility. Here's what he said David told him. He ultimately said this: the problem with the price of XRP going up slowly over time is that as soon as it hits 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, well, you guys know, think about it. When we see the market rise by 5 or 10 cents every single hour, look at how excited the XRP community gets, and it fuels more buying. More people get into the market, and guys, ultimately, what happens is this, okay? What happens is, let me just bring it up here, this. One day XRP is trading at 22 cents. 3 weeks later, XRP is trading at all-time highs of $3 and change. Now, in order to preserve clients' confidence, this just can't happen. So David Schwartz suggested the problem with it rising slow and gradually is that it will be too much of a shock to clients. So ultimately what David was inferring is that XRP needs to shoot up essentially in the blink of an eye. And then at that point, Ripple must keep the price stable at 30, 40, 50, whatever Ripple thinks that optimal price needs to be in order to target those high value payments for their clients. Now, again, guys, I wasn't at Swell. This is coming from Mr. B. Again, I do trust him. He is a very valuable person in the XRP community. And this is what he said David told him. So I can only take it at face value, guys. Again, I will link his video in the description if you want to watch Mr. B's video. So this notion that David Schwartz told something to Mr. B XRP at Swell 2019 about the possibility of XRP raising in value. Okay, and the fact that it literally has to do it basically in the blink of an eye, it makes sense. Again, there is no concrete proof of this, but I trust Mr. B. I also just wanted to bring you guys another short clip from a video I did last year. This has to do with an online conversation David Schwartz had, I believe it was on a message board back from 2017. Watch this. And guys, Peter Pumpkin Eater, first this from Jack the Rippler. This when Steve Mnuchin said we are spending a lot of time with cryptocurrencies. I reported on that a couple of days ago. Peter Pumpkin Eater down here responds, to this tweet here, on-demand liquidity keeps smashing all-time highs. What is the XRP waiting for? XRP, not a security by the SEC, news which then allows institutional investment to go balls deep on XRP. And he tagged Joel Katz in this tweet. Now, he posts a tweet here with David Schwartz saying XRP becomes dominant settlement currency, new corporate stockpile it for cheap, fast payments. That from December 2017. And, when you read that out of context, it kind of sounds like, well, yeah, that's obvious, right? That's what it should be doing. And that is Ripple's goal. We know that they want it to be the dominant settlement currency. We know that they have been selling it to corporates over the years, and now they've kind of slowed that down. So corporates are going to stockpile XRP for cheap and fast payments. But guys, this is a perfect example of where context is everything. Again, let's remember this tweet was back from December 9th, 2017. So let's go to the original tweet here. So this is the original tweet. David Schwartz responding to Tales from the Crypto at To The Beans. And again, you got to remember this is, these are people who have probably just gotten into XRP at that time. And 2017 was the year of the bull run. By December 9th, 2017, Bitcoin had risen quite significantly. Let's go over here to the chart, and I'm just going to show you guys because you got to give some context to this. Let's go back. Bitcoin over here, December 9th. Okay, so Bitcoin was all the way up here by this point, okay? Trading at about 16,500. Now, let's just go back to XRP. And we'll show you where XRP was on December 9th. Boom, right there. Still trading at 21 cents before the big boom up here. So you got to get yourself in this guy's head. What is he saying? Can anyone tell me what scenario needs to happen for XRP to go to the moon? I just can't see what would make this happen. Not knocking it, I like it. Just wondering if anyone has any logical scenarios where this plays out, considering that Ripple is not XRP. This guy probably worried about his crypto investment at this point. I just hope he didn't sell on that day or the day after, because 3 weeks after that, XRP went from 25 cents all the way up to all-time highs. Well, guys, David Schwartz's response is XRP becomes dominant settlement currency. New corporates stockpile it for cheap and fast payments. Boom. David Schwartz just gave us the answer to how XRP will indeed moon in price. You heard it here on Twitter from the man himself, David Schwartz. And the best part about this, more than 2 years later, Ripple is on track for making XRP become just that, the dominant settlement currency. They have sold it to corporates, although now they've stopped doing that. Corporates have now stockpiled it, and they're ready to roll for those fast and cheap payments. And just to add icing on the cake down here, David Schwartz writes, XRP is XRP. Ripple sells at a discount with a lockup. This was in the past, again, December 2017, not for transactions. We want a high price because that directly affects our revenue and value. So boom, another shot, giving legitimacy to Ripple's plan, suggesting that XRP has to be a high price because that will directly affect their revenue and value. Since it's been over a year since I recorded that video, much more has happened with regards to the development of the XRPL. One of the big things that I've been highlighting over this year, 2021, are secondary and tertiary partnerships. So for example, companies that Ripple partnered with in 2018 and 2019 are now partnering with other companies, creating mega networks that will promote and foster XRP utility. One of the examples that I gave in a video just recently, guys, was this from Darren Moore here. Probably nothing. He mentions this partnership with Finastra operating from offices in 42 countries around the world. Finastra generates revenue of $1.9 billion and serves 90 of the world's top 100 banks by asset size. The depth and breadth of our product portfolio underpins the Fusion fabric. Just to give you guys a sense of the magnitude of Finastra, 90 of the world's top 100 banks. Again, Again, Finastra, one of those companies that is Ripple enabled. Here's just a list of some of the banks that Finastra is partnered with. It goes on here. You guys can see Ripple is also partnered directly with some of these banks. I'll link this in the description for those of you guys who are interested. And then this real quick from the Ripple Insights blog. Finastra's hundreds of customers have access to RippleNet, Ripple's global blockchain payments network, to provide faster, cheaper, and more reliable payments. Customers will be hosted on Ripple's cloud solution, which will significantly improve speed of integration with other network partners and allow for faster upgrades. They will also have the option, guys, to use on-demand liquidity, which leverages the digital asset XRP for cross-border payments. I outline this because I think it's a good example of one of those tertiary partnerships that Finastra clearly broadening out, partnering with other banks, some of which are already Ripple enabled, but others I'm sure do not have a Ripple connection. And so this will offer those companies or banks an opportunity to get onto RippleNet and to expand the ecosystem to add more value to XRP if they are also going to be using the XRPL to transfer value. Now here's another one, guys, another one from Darren, and this is just another example of this, Visa plotting and planning. So I did talk about this relatively recently, but I just wanted to go over it again. Visa owns Currency Cloud, and today, this was back from July of 2021, Visa announced that it would acquire Currency Cloud in a deal valued at $963 million. Right, and then there's also this, Visa acquires Ripple partner Earthport for $250 million. So Visa going out of their way to really kind of buy up these other companies that are going to be quintessential for their success. Here's another article just with the headline for Currency Cloud, and then we also know about Earthport. Of course, this Earthport deal went down back in 2019, but again, another Ripple-enabled company that Visa was like, okay, if we get on board with these guys, if we just buy this company, we can reach so many more clients, and by extension, have all of those guys Ripple-enabled. And after that Currency Cloud announcement, about a week later, this also happened. So Ripple makes ODL strides in Japan. Ripple has completed its first on-demand liquidity implementation in Japan, opening an XRP to fiat remittance corridor for the Filipino diaspora. So I reported all about this back in July, but it's just another example of more ODL corridors opening up for Ripple, giving more utility to the XRPL. Eventually, guys, this is just going to mean more value going through the XRP cryptocurrency. I also wanted to remind you guys, remember what David Schwartz tweeted about when he was talking about the future function of XRP and what ultimately needs to happen for Ripple's projected plan to succeed. This is a famous tweet, and so I just want to bring you guys another clip from a video I did last year discussing this concept. Here's David Schwartz coming straight out of the horse's mouth. Watch this. So guys, let's remember David Schwartz also brings this up. This from September 2017. It seems like a lifetime ago. The most obvious benefit to Ripple of an increased price for XRP is that it increases the value of Ripple's XRP. This means that Ripple has a greater ability to incentivize partners and liquidity. Indirectly, more value almost always means more liquidity and trade volume. XRP already has each of the other characteristics needed to be a good intermediary asset, but it will be initially limited by the available liquidity. So again, liquidity is key. In order for these markets to be liquid, XRP essentially needs to be at a high enough price for these big players to target the kind of payments that they usually transact in. David Schwartz also brings up a good point. When Bitcoin sold for $1, you couldn't really use them to buy or sell a house. Now you can. Bigger transactions require bigger value. The higher the price of XRP, the larger the payments Ripple can target. When you're expecting exponential growth, even a small increase in your starting point can pay huge dividends down the line. Okay, this directly from the CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz, the man who helped create XRP. And so guys, remember this. How much volume goes through SWIFT? According to the US Treasury, SWIFT handles about $5 trillion per day, or given about 250 business days per year, about $1.25 quadrillion a year. And there you have it. Multiple occasions where David Schwartz has said XRP really does need to command a high price. Ideally, we would like to see that price shoot up to whatever it needs to be, $50, $60, $75, $100, $589, boom, in the blink of an eye. And just to add on to that, guys, I'm going to go way back to this message board. This was Bitcoin Talk, okay? This is way back in 2013. And you can see our friend Joel Katz here, an old avatar from him, when he was asked about XRP becoming a real currency. This is what he said, okay? So as a corporation, this is when it was still OpenCoin, we are legally obligated to maximize shareholder value. Now, That is not to say that XRP is a share in the company. However, I'm sure that, or rather we know that, a lot of venture capital money did go into OpenCoin, and therefore they certainly had shareholders or have shareholders. With our current business model, that means acting to increase the value and liquidity of XRP. So David Schwartz saying, we need to actively do this. It behooves everyone. We believe this will happen if the Ripple network is widely adopted as a payment system. We are pursuing multiple avenues at once. One would expect increased demand to increase price. And so again, guys, this was all the way back from 2013. Fast forward 8 years in the future and look at where we are today. Despite an unexpected SEC lawsuit, Ripple has continued to make strides, partner with more banks than, dare I suggest, any other cryptocurrency company on the planet. These guys, I think we can certainly project, are going to be in the top 10, if not top 20 cryptocurrencies, the 1% that is going to stick around because of the real world utility. And so this spec market, guys, this is just to get our palates wet. You just wait until we see that real world utility. So much there to suggest that XRP, guys, needs to basically get up to that high price in the blink of an eye. Of course, now, guys, there's more being issued on the XRP ledger that is going to help that along. Ripple to issue USD-backed stablecoin, the RLUSD, bringing more utility and liquidity to the XRP ledger. This was an article from back in April of 2024. I will link it in the description of the video. I don't think I have to go over it. But basically, guys, what they're doing, why they're leveraging RLUSD in 2025 to do this is to bring more liquidity to the XRP ledger. The clip of Mr. B discussing his conversation with David, I did not play it in the video from 2021, but I have it up now. Listen to this.
David Schwartz said, he's famously said that XRP needs to be at a higher price because at a higher price, people will have to buy and sell less of it to move money. So he has said it very clearly. Also, he said to me in Singapore, face-to-face, nose-to-nose, toes-to-toes, and I've said this before, and for the people that are new to my channel, I had a conversation with David Schwartz and talked about a lot of things, and one of the things I asked him about was I asked him about the thought that the price is going to move up slow and steady over a long period of time, and that's how the price of XRP is going to rise. And I said to him, or are all of the financial institutions just going to come off the bench at the same time and get in the game? And David looked at me and he said, here's the problem. And this is nearly a quote. I'm going to do it the best I can, but I'm almost going to nail it perfectly. And by the way, it was a long trip to Singapore and I was wiped out. But he said to me, the problem with slow and steady is when investors see the price move up slow and steady, they're going to jump in and buy it up, and it won't stay slow and steady for long. Now, not an exact quote, but pretty darn close, okay? So I think this is fantastic.
So that's just it, right? We have retail FOMO kicking in and the price is just going to start skyrocketing up. But as demand stabilizes, guys, it will become less volatile. This was a more recent tweet from Smoke here. He just posted this on January the 11th. He said XRP will become less volatile as demand stabilizes through its use as a bridge currency. Once banks hold XRP on their balance sheets, its utility will drive consistent demand, allowing its price to stabilize at a higher level. And so that is, I guess, guys, what David Schwartz was insinuating. It needs to just kind of be that high price. It's going to happen, boom, in the blink of an eye. Then we're going to have that price stability. And that's how we're going to see the real world utility really kind of scale and really kind of catch up in 2025. A higher price significantly increases the network's liquidity, enabling XRP to handle larger transactions efficiently. For example, at $1,000 per XRP, transferring $1 billion would only require 1 million XRP. Think about that. In contrast, at $1 per XRP, it would take 1 billion XRP to achieve the same transaction. This higher price point allows the network to scale and meet institutional demand effectively. And if you guys didn't catch the video I did just a few days ago, that Ripple employee, I think it was his last name was Gillette. I'll link that video up here in the top right hand corner. He's giving us some good insight though. He thinks that institutional demand will come in 2025. Not to mention, I also did talk about this tweet in that video that I did. Agree, Frank FinTech. This coming from Monica Long, by the way, the president of Ripple. 15 of the 25 largest banks globally have already piloted tokenized asset projects. I expect several of them to launch market-ready offerings in the US in 2025 if they have clarity from the United States government to touch crypto. Seems very possible for this to no longer be an issue this year. So guys, everybody seeming to be very, very bullish on 2025. Will XRP go up in the blink of an eye? I don't know when that's going to happen, but it sounds like it could in 2025. And for more information on what I'm doing this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.